Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Newman, and today we're going to be unboxing the Mattelcreations exclusive new Eternia Mossman from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line. This 1/12 scale figure stands 8.25 inches in height. It's made of plastic, sports up to 32 points of articulation, and comes with a mace, a dagger, an interchangeable root hand, and a belt. Now before we get to the unboxing, it would greatly be appreciated if you were to like this video, if you do indeed like it, and subscribe. That way you'll never miss a future unboxing. So I purchased this on August 26th, and I received it on August 29th. So another fast turnaround time from Mattel. I decided to purchase two of these, one to rock, one to stock. I normally don't do this anymore, but hey, you're not my mother, so don't tell me what to do with my money. Taking a look at the box art, it is fantastic. I really like the look of it. It is lovely. It gives Mossman a very ethereal, godlike feel, which is very appropriate for the character. Turning the box to the side, we have some more great artwork with a few flora and fauna. And turning to the back, we have a full body shot of Mossman in all of his pre-Eternia glory. Looks fantastic. Looks very good. The other side of the box just has more of the back image wrapped around. And you know what? I think we've wasted enough time on this box. Let's go ahead and get this thing opened up. So like most Mattel Creation Masterverse figures, at the very front is a nice tri-fold background scene that you can use for your figure. And on the left we have, oh yeah, this is his mace. That's pretty cool. Taking the tri-fold out, you can see the great illustration that we have with pre-Eternia in the background. And finally, the figure itself in some nice eco-friendly packaging. All right, and here we go. Here is Mossman. On a first initial inspection, it looks really good. It looks fantastic. The paint application looks good. I don't see any slop anywhere. Looks like we have a wash going on here. The sculpt is fantastic. This looks very 2000X Mossman. It looks really nice. You know, if there is one issue, it looks like his belt is a little bit crooked, but we'll get into that when we go over the aesthetics. Right now, we're going to go over the articulation. So head is on a ball joint, and you can't really get a whole range of movement on there. That beard's in the way. Arms go up to about yay high, kind of obstructed by his harness. We've got a twist at the bicep, which is pretty good. We've got double jointed elbows, which are both nice and tight. Ooh, that one's tight especially. We have a really nice ab crunch and rocker in here, which is good. There's a twist at the waist. He can do the splits, really good range of movement. There is a twist at the upper thigh, which is extremely loose. So that ain't good. We got double joints at the knees, which are both nice and tight. They are very good. We've got a twist at the boot. There's a boot cut, and there is ankle articulation, which ain't great. There's a good rocker in there, but the pivot up and down isn't very good, which is kind of standard for the Masterverse, unfortunately. So there you have it. There's the articulation for Mossman. Overall, it's I don't know, it's fair. It's your standard Masterverse articulation, which generally ranges from good to fair. So let's go ahead and move on to our accessories. So we got the lovely black box, comes with all of the Mattel Creations Masterverse figures. All right, we got Mossman, Heroic Spy, and Master of Camouflage, Masterverse, and that's nothing. And the contents of this box. So let's go ahead and get this thing opened up. Alright, so first up we have his dagger. It looks to be one solid sculpt with the paint application. Looks like it's all a gold pearl plastic with beige paint on the straps. Here we have his mace, which also looks to be a gold pearl plastic with brown paint application. And it looks like there's a wash on here as well. The design is very intricate, looks very good, looks very regal and viney. Also, there's a hole on the base in case you want to hook it on something. Next up is his vine belt with the holster for the dagger. It looks pretty good. It looks like the vine is one part, and then the holster is actually a separate piece of plastic. And the holster's pretty good. And lastly, we have the root hand. It's all one piece of plastic. It looks like there's a little bit of a wash on here. The sculpt is really good. It's actually pretty intricate. And the wash really brings out that sculpt. All right, so let's go ahead and bring the figure back in. Let's go ahead and get some of these accessories on him. Let's get the belt on here. So it looks like you can't attach it at the actual waist. You have to go up just a little bit because his lower torso is thinner than his waist. So that's how you can get that belt clipped on, and it clips pretty well. It feels secure. It feels as secure as the straps on his harness, which we'll get into in just a second. Let's go ahead and get his signature mace, see how well he grips it in his right hand. The only gripping hand, mind you, but I'm actually pretty okay with that. All right, so he grips it pretty well. It looks pretty good. Next up, we're going to swap out his left hand for the root hand. And that hand is very secure. It's not too tight, but it is very secure. And this gauntlet is a separate piece, so you can take this off if you want and give it to another Masterverse figure if you're feeling froggy. Let's get this root hand in there, and it feels pretty secure. FYI, this root hand, it doesn't feel as though there are any wires in it, so it's not posable. It all feels as though it's one solid sculpt. And let's go ahead and just take a nice wide shot at Mr. Mossman. And he balances pretty well, actually. The balance is pretty good on this guy. He looks overall pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this figure. I think he looks really good. Just, that belt really bothers me, though. Bringing it back up close to the camera, you can see that it's slightly off. Because you can see his leaf underwear. There's like a certain point where that belt was supposed to go on top of it. And it looks like it got glued on at the wrong angle. Which is unfortunate. So that's, it's a pretty concerning QC issue, along with the looseness of the boot cuts and the upper thigh cuts. Yeah, I mean, like especially the upper thigh cuts, they seem pretty doggone loose, which is a real shame because otherwise, I think this figure is a bit of a winner. Now, as for that aforementioned harness, the straps come off very easily. I really love the new peg strap system that they have for these Masters of the Universe figures. They're a lot better than the old school ones. And then you can see his upper torso. It looks almost identical to the Beastman torso from the review I did a couple of weeks ago. But I think the chest on this looks a little bit broader than that one, giving him a fuller look in his upper body. Also, this other gauntlet of vines does come off as well, in case you wanted to swap it out with another toy. And his vine shin guards, they come off as well. I was too busy complaining about the looseness of them. But yeah, these are those vines can come off of his shins. All right, so let's get them all dolled back up, because we're going to go ahead and do a couple of comparisons. Now, since this is a deluxe figure, I was going to do a comparison with the Origins and the other Masterverse Mossman, but I think I'm just going to do it with other deluxe figures from Masterverse. So first up, we have the oversized Horde Trooper and Snout Spout for Masterverse, both Mattel Creations. And here we have it with the He-Man Masterverse 40th Anniversary figure. You can see this is a rather large figure. It's got some heft to him. He's not as big as, say, the Dragon Man that I did a review for, but he's still pretty big. And lastly, one quick comparison with another not Swamp Thing, Man-Thing. Don't do meth, kids. Okay, final thoughts. So overall, I think this is a pretty fun figure. I really like the design of it. It feels like a classic version of the 2000X character model, if that makes any sense. But that the Snout Spout, it kind of felt that way as well. So yeah, I think this figure is really good. I think it's worth the money. However, I would be remiss if I did not mention the QC issues with this figure. I feel as though his upper thigh joints are way too loose. Same with the twists at the shins, and that belt application is kind of tragic. Hopefully these issues were just with mine and it won't be for yours if you decide to get this figure, because I still think you should get this figure. I think it's a lot of fun. So alright folks, that's going to wrap everything up. I am Rip It Open with Newman on several socials, all of which are in my profile. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, hit the bell for notifications, and I will check you later.